heard the mosquito kill. You recording?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're going to do a tire change video on how to do it without a stand. Like, this would be the same thing as if you were at a track somewhere, got a flat, and you don't have a tire stand. You need to do it on the ground. We got all our basic tools right here. Gauge, battery pump, iron, standard irons, wrenches, valve core remover. I've already took the core out. I've already loosened up the rim lock. And part of the process is I picked it uphill where the tire is a little bit up from where I'm at to make my angles better. So the air is already out of it. We're going to get started. You know, at this point you could stand on it to break the bead down, but I would go ahead and use the irons just like I would if it was on a stand, and maybe put my knee right there on the edge of the tire and put my hand on the other edge so I'm kind of teetering on it a little bit. Oh, and I grabbed this towel. If I was out, say somewhere, and I didn't have an old junk towel to lay down on the grass, I would maybe even take my jersey off and lay it down. I'd rather have a little grease ring on my jersey than have dirt and grass get inside my bearings. So I usually have a sweat towel when I'm out riding anyway, because you're going to be pouring out sweat as you're riding. So I threw it down in the grass, and that's what we're going to put the wheel on. All right, so here we're going to break the paddle tire down. I'm going to put both knees on it to keep balance. Push down. Use your whole body. Okay. I got it broke down off the bead on that side, so we're going to break it down off the bead on the other side. Same thing. Knees right on the tire. And I think that kind of got it already on that side. So right there. Break it down. All the way around. Okay, now back to this side. I'm going to put the rim lock at 12 o'clock to me. I'm going to start my first spoon. I'm going to get on this side. Start my first spoon right here at about 11 o'clock. Okay. Get it in there. Second spoon a little closer to 1 o'clock. And a third spoon, maybe I'd call that 2 o'clock, I guess. And then we're just going to... Also, I should be wearing gloves right now, because you can always have a little mishap, scrape your hands. Okay, so I didn't pull it over where the bead lock is. I took a little bit too big of a bite. So we're just going to back up a little bit, get a little closer, get a little closer, maybe get this one in a little closer, start back over. Take your time, leave your hand open like this. Don't wrap all the way around, because that's when you'll bust a knuckle. Right there. Now we're just down to needing one, and I can probably get my knees off of it. Okay. And just work your way around. I'm left-handed, so I went counterclockwise, but most right-handed people would go clockwise. So I could probably do it like a right-handed person. So there's half the bead there. I'm going to flip it over and do it again. So again, rim locks at 12 o'clock. I'm going to get my knees up on the bead a little bit. That's about 2 spokes away from the rim lock. And then I'm going to go 2 spokes again. Then I'll go 3 spokes here so that I get over the valve stem. So 2 spokes to the left, 2 spokes to the right, 3 more spokes to the right. Now be super careful, because you got tons of sharp edges to look out for. Okay. Now from that last bite, I'm about 2 spokes. I probably could have gone a little farther, but smaller bites are easier. So right there, that was 3 spokes, 3 or 4 spokes. Okay. And get this all the way pulled over the second bead too. Okay. Just like that. Just like that. Now at this point, I'm going to do it like this. Get Get that rim to fall all the way down one way. Not very far. Try to help it down a little bit. See there how I'm wiggling through from all the way from this side to this side to help push the rim down in the bottom of the belly of this tire. Try to get it down as far as I can. And you'll kind of know when you're there because you'll be able to dang near stick your hand through there. Now this is a really short sidewall tire, paddle tire, so you can't quite put your hand through there, but a normal tire, you would get it down far enough, you would know you were there about that time. Now, I should be able to. Ooh. Paddles are always a little extra tough because they use really thick rubber on them. So what I'm going to do, because of that thickness, put one in there like that, one in here like this, and pull it over. I just tucked it in behind there. Same thing here. I put that right there. And I tucked it in right there. Now I should be able to I'm pushing down kind of at an angle. Not straight down, not straight out. Try to get that thing to fold over for you. Okay, just like that. Now we've got new tubes for our new tires. So we're just gonna set that aside. I'm gonna take a second to straighten out my makeshift workbench. Okay. And I'm gonna set it sprocket side down. And then, so this one right here, the hole is next to the rim lock. So we're gonna put it close to us. We're gonna put that tube in first, put the nut on that, tuck it up under this, the bead of the tire, then we're gonna work the rest of it around. I'm gonna clean a little bit of that sand out of there. So my buddy here was down at the dunes having a good time, jumping, riding some dunes. I want to get rid of as much of that sand as possible. Make sure that strap is in a good spot where it's easy to put the stem down through it. Put that right there. This is awesome. This will be the first time we get to mount a Michelin Starcross 6. That's their latest stuff. It looks awesome. The rear's directional. The front's directional. So, super performance tire. It's gonna be good stuff. It's time to lube up one side of it. And it feels like it's a pretty firm sidewall. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put quite a bit on there. Let's see. The bike would be traveling that way. So looking at the arrows, we need to lubricate. We need to lubricate and put this side down, because the arrow is right here, and I know the wheel would be going this way, which would match up. So I'm going to leave quite a bit on here. Sun's beating down on us. I'm going to leave a nice thick layer. A little more. More is better. More is better. Definitely easier on the hands and the back. More is better. Okay. So now we're going to tuck that valve stem in. Okay. Like that. I'm just going to pull the tube out of the wheel a little bit. Out of the tire. I might have a bit too much air in it. A little hard to work with. Take a little air out of it, make it a little softer, easier to work with. Okay, get a nut ready. Okay, got a good angle on this part. Put that in there like that. And then we're going to push the rim lock up, tuck that bead in real good, just like that. Get the knee on it. And then I'm going to about the 10 o'clock position. Better go over my hand. I'm going to do it this way, left-handed. Okay. Now I'm going to about the 11 o'clock position. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Leave that one there. Work this one here. Okay. I haven't done one on the ground in a while. A little bit of a booger. Pull up just a little bit, get the pressure off of it. Okay. Oh, caught up in my towel. Last bite. I've got to pull up really hard. There we go. So you want to pull up on the tire so that you can tuck it in there and not tear it up. And there it goes, the first one. Straighten out my workbench one more time. Okay. I'm going to lube up the other side. We're almost there. All right. Plenty on. Rim locks at 3 o'clock. I'm going to start at 12 again. Work my way around. I don't have my bead buddy, so we're going to have to use 3 spoons. I'm going to put my knee there very carefully. I'm going to leave that spoon there. And then I'm just going to start walking my way around. Okay. So when I took that bite next to the rim lock, I had to push the stem in to get it to tuck underneath it. Oh, slippery. Smaller bites are easier than bigger bites. As I say that, I took too big of a bite. Okay, now I'm going to put my knee back on. That helps keep it in that drop center. Ooh, those are sharp knobs. Right on my knees. Maybe I'll stand on it. Hey, that's not what we want. So I got my foot kind of acting like a bead buddy right now. Working pretty good. Oop. easy. Okay, last bite's always a booger. Alright, there you go. We'll air it up, make another one for the front. Thanks. Sweating like a pig out here in the sun. Check the other side. Oh, got a little grass in the bead. Won't hurt nothing. Alright. So the valve stem's just a hair crooked, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to tighten up the nut. Tighten up the rim lock. Oh, come on. Okay. Now if we pull this core back out with the rim lock tight, it'll let the tube settle back straight. Let it out 100%. Okay. Put the core back. Whoop. Core back in. Okay. Now let's take the nut loose and see if it stayed straight. Well, it sure did. Stayed straight as an arrow. One T. One down, front to go. And that was the hard one. Fronts are easier.
You're gonna end the video?
What's that?
You're gonna end the video?
Yeah.